Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome you to the CNR for this important event about the presentation of the FOSS project. I'm Giovanni Cerulli. I'm the researcher at the IRCRES CNR. I'm the scientific responsible for this project. So this project, Fostering Open Science in Social Science Research, is a next generation EU project that is mainly based on the construction of a very important infrastructure for the social sciences, for socioeconomic sciences, in terms of three important elements that we're going to build. First, a very relevant computation capacity in terms of data centers that will enable a researcher for having very high level computational capabilities. The second is a platform for the open science. That means a unique access where all the user can get and obtain the possibility to work on many different data sets and providing also a lot of services and tools for doing high-level research. And finally, the services themselves and the tools that are mainly available for two communities: researchers, first of all, and the second is policymakers, decision makers that will get very, very important support for their decisions based on what we are going to build. Of course, this is a very big project. It's a 32 million project, and we are working with a very, motivated group. And I hope that today you're going to get the most relevant insights about the quality, usefulness, and social impact that this project can have. So let me first of all introduce the Professor Salvatore Capasso, who is the director of the Department of Social Science and Humanities here in the CNR. So we are very happy, very honored to have him with us today. So Salvatore, I'm going to leave the floor now to you. Okay, thank you very much for coming.
Good morning to everyone. I'm extremely happy to deliver the salute from CNR. Our president could not come, but she sent her greetings to the conference. FOSSR is one of the main projects of the Department of Human and Social Sciences. Another one, for example, is H2IOSC. These projects are a basket that includes different research infrastructure. And in particular, FOSSR is extremely important because it's a project that focuses on social sciences. Demography, economics, sociology. These sciences are at the center of research nowadays. It's not my idea, it's an idea that comes from the United Nations with the Sustainable Development Goals, comes from the European Union. Technology is not sufficient to improve our life. To improve our life, we need to develop technologies by having in mind human needs. We need to know what people need. We need to know what our cities need. We need to improve the living standards of our societies. And for this reason, social sciences are extremely important. It is important as well to change our culture of how to conduct research. And in this sense, CNR is undergoing a deep transformation. There is a relaunch plan which put at the center exactly this kind of culture, open science. Only if we open the tools to conduct research to everyone, we can reach targets that the individual researcher cannot achieve. So open sciences are extremely important, and FOSS is one of the main project of our department which put at the center open sciences. FOSSR, as you will know already, includes different research infrastructure. The department manages and coordinates 9 research infrastructure. So CNR at the center now in Italy, also in human and social sciences, in managing and coordinating research infrastructure. It's a huge and daunting task because it's not only a new platform that needs to be implemented, it's a change of culture. We need to deliver different kind of research which intersect different kind of needs from researchers. And it is not an easy task because we need to put together different institutions, research institution and university and individual researchers. So it's something that we need to solve in the near future. But I think how things are changing will help us in achieving this objective. I really believe that this kind of performing research is the pathway to develop a new kind of objective and new kind of achievements. Especially focusing on open sciences. I don't want to go further because this is just an initial speech and I should have spent very few words on this. But I really believe that, we really believe at the department that we need to put social sciences at the center of research. And this is something that for long has been neglected, not only from the social scientists, but also from hard scientists, not because they don't like social sciences, but because these two fields live in a separate universe. We need to intersect this universe and put new life in research. So I am extremely happy for this, for the starting of this day, and I know that things will solve. One big problem is sustainability, and we know that this is difficult. The plan that has financed this infrastructure will soon end, but we are working to solve also this issue. Changing the kind of institution and trying to involve new partners in the project and in the infrastructure. So good luck to FOSSR. I hope that in the next years we will gather again to discuss about the achievement of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Salvatore, and we're very happy to know that we have the support of the DSU, and that's very, very important for us. And I'm going to invite the second speaker for the greetings, is Professor Fabio Vitali. He is the FOSSR technical and scientific expert from the Ministry of Education and the University. And so thank you very much for your greetings.
Thank you very much to everybody, and good morning to everybody. As was said, I'm Fabio Vitali. I'm actually a computer scientist from the University of Bologna, so my specific expertise will be on a fairly limited part of what FOSSR is about, but I really hope that I'll be able to learn and to contribute as much as possible to the project. I was nominated just basically a month ago, so 21 months after the beginning of the project. So I'm catching up at the moment with all the results that have been provided and have been delivered so far. And I'm really interested, and just to say, I'm totally sold on the ideas the background ideas and the objectives of the project. And I really believe that in any field, but including social sciences and the humanities, the idea of creating an open environment where individual researchers can share tools, results, data sets, approaches, methodologies, and so on, is extremely important, and the inevitable next step in order to create really useful results that can survive the limited time frame of the individual research projects and become part of the scientific background of the next generation. So I'm really happy and really proud to have been involved in these things, and I hope to be able to keep up with your incredibly interesting results. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. And I'm going to ask Emanuela Reale to come here. Emanuela is the mother of FOSSR. I mean, she was the person that had the idea of FOSSR, that of the architecture and everything. So we are now, she serves as our advisory person. So it's really important for us to have her here. And so please, Emanuela, it's your time.
But these are just few words to welcome you all here. I'm very, very happy to see you again in this next round of FOSSR Days. This is the second year of the FOSSR Days. The project, which has the ambition of building an open cloud for social science research and to become transformative for the research communities in social science. I'm very glad because last year we present our promises to the communities, our promises to the society. And today, in these 3 days, we will show how these promises have been put into action and how we are trying to achieve the results that we want to achieve, the desired results. And this is extremely interesting because we are not only celebrating what we have achieved, but we are also moving on in a new phase that will be presented and is inside this day about the future. So it's the time to look forward for building a permanent infrastructure, meta infrastructure for social science research, which include all the organizations and communities which have worked beyond the CNR in this project. So what is important in these days is that not only looking at what we have done, but also looking at what we are going to build, and we are working for this. So thank you again for being here. Enjoy this day and be proud of being in this big effort, which is a very important one.
Thank you, Manuela. We agree totally with what you have said. And now it's time to start. So the first speech will be about the open cloud platform, the architecture of it. So it's very important because it's exactly the way which we're going to basically is the main front end of what we are going to build. So the back end is a very huge, but the front end is a very, strategic for the user to get into all the services, all the resources that FOSSR is going to provide. So I invite the leader of the work package of this part, and Mario Ciampi. So Mario, you can start your speech.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Giovanni, for your presentation. And I am Mario Ciampi, a son of FOSSR in this case, acting as leader of work package on cloud computing. and I am a senior technologist in IT engineering at CNR ICAR Institute in Naples. So today I will present the architecture of the cloud-based infrastructure we are implementing and its progress. Okay, we remember the FOSSR mission. FOSSR has the ambitious mission of implementing the first Italian open cloud infrastructure for social science by 2025 by providing new data, tools, competencies, services that will permit to investigate and analyze the economic and societal change of contemporary sizes by putting in evidence the structure of economy, demography and society, social behaviors, public policies, etc. And we, in this project, cover the main addresses that of PNRR, like implementing a network of research infrastructures, like providing high quality open data based on fair principles, like providing, opening and sharing information, services, tools, indicators, etc., making supporting the evidence-based decision-making capabilities in different policy domains of social sciences. We do not start from scratch. We start from existing research infrastructure that already exist. Okay. In particular, we have research infrastructure like ZESDA, like RISIS, like SHARE, but we want to extend our cooperation with other research infrastructure like GUIDE, like GGP, etc. And we also want to provide our tools, our services, like, for example, Internet Online Probability Panel and Online Standard Panel. Of course, we want to integrate all this in a homogeneous way in order to make FOSSR also a mean to link all this infrastructure so already existing. And here I present the 4-tier architecture of FOSSR, or our platform that has at the lowest layer the network of CNR data centers. So we have a network of research infrastructures that are based each one on a network of data centers. All data centers that will be that are implementing on CNR institutes, as I will say in following. On the top of the network of CNR data centers, we will have a cloud computing platform that has the aim of making access to resources of all these data centers everywhere they are transparent to the users of the FOSSR infrastructures. So we can permit to all the application services that are put in the highest tier to access data, computation, etc., in a transparent way. We also have a data management layer that has the aim of handle all the data life cycle in order to make the data themselves in high quality, respecting fair principle. And we have finally all the tools, application services that of course will evolve in the time, and a single point of access by using single sign-on. This platform is integrating with other research infrastructures externally. So a flash to all this tier and where we are. The first level is network of CNR data centers. We have several CNR institutes involved in implementing, in extending their data center rooms and the data centers themselves. And the network includes 4 data centers and 1 cluster, 2 first-level nodes and 2 second-level nodes. The first-level nodes are bigger and act as front-end as with respect to the second-level nodes. The first-level nodes are in Palermo and Naples at CNR ICAR, whereas the second-level nodes concern CNR IRCRES and ISTC institutes in Turin and Catania. Finally, 1 cluster is in Pisa, managed by CNR ISTI, and has the aim to host a specific application that will be subject of this FOSSR Days, that is the virtual research environment. In particular, here we have some details but about some numbers, but in general, we have able to provide high level computation by using both CPU and GPU nodes, mainly CPU, I have to say, but GPU will permit also to implement artificial intelligence techniques. High storage for archiving open data, and all the data necessary to making this infrastructure working, and networking. Okay, of course, all these data centers and clusters will be are connected by the Italian GAR for the research network. Now, where we are, we are rebuilding. In some cases, the work is finished. In some cases, the work is ongoing. Our data center rooms to making data centers able to be positioned and working correctly. And in particular, as we can see, we have about 3 million euros of renovation works. Much work has been done to full delivery technical specifications concerning rooms, power, cooling, network systems, and also the calculation of the PUE, that is an indicator that permits to correctly manage the use of power. And in this cases, in order to respect do not significantly harm principle of the European Union. And with regards to hardware procurement, we have allocated about 10 million euros to buy all the server storage network components of data centers. And we, as an example, focus on the CNR ICAR Naples node, where we can say that the first step was to design, to release the executive design of the data center room. This work is required much effort, considering that in many cases CNR institutes are in CNR research areas, and so many considerations should be have been done to use correctly power of research area, cables, etc., etc. So if from one end these activities should be implemented sequentially, of course, first I deliver executive design, then there are works, civil works, and then I buy hardware components. The time, in order to respect the time, we publish tenders in parallel, and now we have already acquired many servers, many GPU, many network components, etc., and the work is in progress. Okay, so to be able to respect the times. So this is a snapshot of the state of the art for all data centers. As you can see, the works in Naples are starting, whereas we have already bought many hardware components. Turing works are finished, whereas also in this case, many hardware components have been already acquired. Palermo is to publish tenders for working, but have already servers delivered, and some other hardware components are to be acquired. Finally, for Catania also is to publish their tender for working, and many hardware components have been acquired, except servers that will be whose acquisition will be done after works. Pisa already received their hardware components. No work is planned in FOSSR. So going ahead, we have the second tier, cloud computing platform. This platform has, as said before, the aim of making access transparent for users to all the resources that are distributed on the 4 data centers and the cluster. Of course, it has many objectives, like orchestrate multiple composite applications, considering indeed that in order to make working all these services, they have to be migrated, in some cases from one data center to another, from different servers of the same data centers. All this is a work that make possible the infrastructure working, but of course has to be transparent to the users. And in particular, it has also the aim of allocate virtual machines and containers that permits user of the researchers that want to use the platform, researchers, but also other kind of users, policymakers who interested, to develop, to install their applications on our infrastructure and make all the tests, all the experimentations they want, all the analysis they want. Cloud computing platform is based on infrastructure as a service model platform, also just to make users able to use their proper languages they want, rather than using our specific protocols. And also efficient scheduling policies are coherent with DNSH principle in order to, for example, put some servers in standby if they are not used. So many are the services, many are the services that the cloud computing platform provides. Data center integration, management of container virtual machines, security, like basic security, authentication, authorization, accounting, but also data security. Of course, some other GDPR principles are respected by also implementing organizational measures. Resource monitoring in order to make user externals and internals able to measure the use of each resource. Data activation, also virtual resource allocation that permits, as said before, to install external application for testing. Then storage and network will be provided by using virtual machine or virtual containers in general, using the well-known storage and network as a service model. API management for making also user applications able to interact with FOSSR and not only use human users. And application migration. Just some words, just to say that the first level nodes in the red squares have more components, software components, architecture is most complex, in order to make them able to make them acting as front end with respect to the second level nodes that instead have the aim to answer to front end requests. That at the same time receives external requests from external users. And we have then each data center has, of course, a database for manage data, and this architecture, distributed architecture, also permits us to ensure data duplication for data redundancy, or disaster recovery, business continuity, etc. State of the art of the cloud computing platform. All technical specifications have been fully delivered, so this permitted us to publish a tender, a call, on December 2023. Not easy to find offers, valid offers. So finally, we now, with an amount of about 1 million euros, have identified the winner, the successful bidder, and we start to implement all our technical design in December, and to complete this work by July. Of course, in synchronizing the readiness of the data centers. We already have data centers ready, and we will start from them, and then we implement all the cloud components on the other data centers were ready. Third tier data management. In this case, we have to first of all manage all the data life cycle. We have to permit to store, index, query, retrieve, share research data that have to be that will be memorized and managed by the FOSSR infrastructure. In order to do this, we will have, of course, research data, but also specific metadata that describe this data and that will permit to query, retrieve, share the data themselves. Some high-level quality data quality tools are foreseen to making data with a good quality, respecting fair principles. For this reason, we have techniques for data curation, for clean data. Okay, and finally, some basic anonymization tools will be provided. Of course, it's in charge of the external user use these tools to have an help to remove personal data according to the GDPR and our data management plan. But in any case, the user should be sure to send anonymized data, and of course there will be an internal check in any case. In particular, metadata have an important role in this project, as they first of all will be enriched and harmonized, also I don't know, to harmonize several repeated surveys, etc. We need to facilitate their analysis, so we have to offer high quality data, and for this reason we have data curation techniques that will be offered. But in particular, they also will permit to integrate data from other research infrastructures, considering that, of course, research data existing in other research infrastructure will remain there, but with additional metadata that will be memorized in FOSSR, it will be possible to search all data wherever they are, and in this way acting as a superstructure of all these research infrastructures. The state of the art for data management is that also in this case we delivered all the technical specifications, permitting us to, in particular of data curation techniques. Other services will be subject of other presentations, considering other aspects of data management. And the tender was published on July, and we are now identifying the winner. We think that in November, we think that at the end of this year, we'll be able to start with the implementation of these techniques and also to have some services already, cleaning, curation services already done in the next year. So to already have some clean data. Finally, the first tier, we have application services. Application services, here we have just a few, for an example, application services that we have. So we have data centers distributed in 4 cities, 4 towns. We have a cloud computing platform that masks all the complexity that exists in all this management, no, of resource management. This is not highlighted here, but we have data management, of course, layer, and we have all these applications. We have many application tools, and I said just for example, I put some of them that will be managed by this infrastructure as they will be put in containers and virtual machines. That will be hosted by servers and migrated from within the same data center or among different data centers to manage, for example, load balancing, power consumption, etc. We also have at the same layer access services that will permit to access the FOSSR infrastructure, and we have a marketplace that can be consulted for knowing all data services offered by the platform. It will be implemented within a multilingual web portal, so that will provide also all the information to general public and to technical users. Data and tools can be accessed also from a programmatic point of view. So applications can use FOSSR, not only human users. And for this, we use REST APIs model according to standards, of course. And in this case, it's ensuring interoperability among applications and infrastructures. Finally, all data can be queried by using an expressive query language like Sparkle protocol, and also these details will be subject of other presentations. I now provide some information just to make clear the architecture, the general architecture of the infrastructure. The FOSSR web portal permits access to FOSSR infrastructures by using a single point of view, single point of access. So using single sign-on. A list of identity providers is included within the infrastructure that are the identity providers typically used by researchers in for accessing all research objects, portals on the web. The marketplace will include 2 catalogs, data catalog and service catalog. And then there are some other components, of course, included in web portal that are also necessary for correctly document and provide information to the users. State of the art of this layer. Also in this case, we deliver all the technical specifications. That is for these technical specifications that I minimize, but it's an effort, not trivial, to describe correctly all these technical specifications. Also because they are formal documents provided in tenders. So of course they have to be much clearer to everyone. Also in this case, we have published a first version of a first tender on December 2023. We have 1 million euro for implementing all web portal, marketplace, and web components. And we have also in this case identified the successful bidder, and the work will be done, will start at the end of this year and will be completed, the work of the implementation, and and will be and its close is planned for July 2025. So in general, of course, we have this ambitious aim of making FOSSR research infrastructures able to empower social science research with new data and services, but also to facilitate the discovery and access of existing research data and services. We are facing many changes from a technical point of view. Technical, I mean IT, but also civil works, etc. Organizational, management, etc. Resource management, interoperability, tenders management, that we know we have some bureaucracy, some difficult bureaucracy to respect. But our progress about the rebuilding, renovation of data centers, the specification of all the technical data of cloud computing, and to implement cloud computing platform, for having data curation techniques operational, and to make also FOSSR Web platform and marketplace ready on the basis of the technical specification that we have written. All this makes us to quite that we will be able to respect all the milestones that we have chosen and put on the technical project. So I thank you everybody for your listening, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much, Mario, for this very, a very good and overall understanding of how great is this infrastructure and how many things it contains, and how complex is the entire project in this sense, from the back end to the front end. So thank you very much. So I don't know whether we have time for very quick question, if you want, or sorry. Yeah, you have one? Okay. Do you want to? Very quick, because we are short of time.
Interesting and so on. So it seems that you are providing the box in which information can be stored. The real problem, and we will hear later on what our colleagues will put into the box. But there is a problem with infrastructures, which is also maintenance. So at the moment, how do you think that you will be able in the future to maintain the infrastructure available with the impressive budget that we have been able to organize, so that at the end, even when the next generation EU will not be any longer founded, everybody will be able to access the data reported in the box? Then I got a second technical question. I wonder if there is anybody here which does not speak Italian. Because if nobody is really needing to speak English, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your question. Of course, we are managing this aspect because you're right, and there is a sustainability plan that is ongoing. Here we have our colleague Marcos Progati that is working hard on this. So, of course, we need other funds, and we'll be able to manage how to maintain at higher level these infrastructures and also the personnel that we have to work to make them able to work. So I don't anticipate nothing about this, but we have a sustainability plan that we are working on.
It is part of the project also, this is sustainability plan that is exactly going into the direction that you raised. Okay, sorry, this is a little... Okay, I'm going to ask for Loredana Cerbara to come in, and she's going to speak about one very important element of the FOSSR, which is the panels. What are the panels? Basically, they are the basis for generating new surveys that can enlighten a lot of very relevant features and information about the Italian population. So it's a very, very important for any kind of social study. Thank you, Loredana, for your talk.
Thank you to all. I am called to speak about the probabilistic panel IOPP. However, I want to give not only an overview of the characteristics of IOPP, but also the state of art of it, and also its positioning within FOSSR, and in particular working package 4, which I am the referent, and to show how the project is a broad coverage of the information needs of a differentiated and articulated user base. IOPP is, in effect, the first probabilistic panel to be implemented in Italy. With the characteristic of other international experiences that have proven to be important and crucial for research, knowledge of demographic and social phenomena, and the implication in terms of political choices and opportunities. So is a kind of online probability panel. What characteristics, what opportunities OPS offer? It combines the advantage of online surveys with the probability sampling. This is very important, no? The basis, the probability sampling. Used in traditional method. So we have a list of opportunities in this case. Is a representative sample. I give after the characteristic of this representation of Italian population, is a longitudinal and panel research, and we have a convenience also for the respondents that can answer to our question when they want. No. Also, cost and time efficiency are very important in this case. And if some doubt we can have about the reliability of this sample, we can refer to literature, in which we can find studies about the comparison between this kind of surveys and telephone or other kind of surveys. But this kind of surveys of data production is very at lower costs. And opening science. The colleague Mario Ciampi said before the importance of this aspect. This is a list of online existing probability panel. I don't want to describe all these experiences, but it's important that Italy could be at the same level of this list, no? The countries in this list. So what about IOPP, finally? IOPP is a longitudinal survey data to monitor social sciences in Italy and to enhance fair, as Mario Ciampi said, and open data. IOPP is related to a population between 18 and 74 years old residing in Italy. We will have 5 annual waves featuring a core questionnaire and also collecting periodic data set through open calls. I will describe this in depth in the next slide. This align obviously Italy to other experiences in Europe, and IOPP can cover a lot of range of topics. Here a list, but the social science is very interesting in this kind of topics. So what's the applications possible and benefits? Oh, a list again. But I want to remark the fact that we can conduct basic longitudinal studies quickly, easy, and very fastly. This is very important for us because in Italy is an experience just for private sector, and in very limited number of panelists, no, in each panel that exists in Italy. This is really the most important things. And also we can running experiment, connecting different types of data, etc. No, don't worry. This is a workflow because it's not so easy to build a probabilistic panel of this dimension and this high level of quality of data. So we build our workflow to illustrate it, but I will describe each box in detail in the next slides. But now, let me name just the group, because a lot of people are working to this building, you know. A part of CNR group, a part of CNR group, in which is present the IRPPS Institute, in which I work, the University of Milan, that is working on this particular line of application. But there is also many companies, private companies, that are helping us to realize this probabilistic panel. For example, Intellera Consulting and CSA Research that are formed in a temporary grouping for the recruitment operations. And also other companies for software development, Ecolab Research Network and Social Web Solutions that are working with us. So the group that are working all together is very big, very large. The first box, the recruitment. So we have started. We have prepared all the tools to really implement this panel, but the most important thing is that we had a need, a really important need. The data to start the IOPP recruitment are from the National Registry of Resident Population, NAPR. And the extraction is based on a sampling design and occur randomly. So I can claim now that we have this extraction in our computers at the moment. This is one of the premises, Emanuela. One of for us the most important, no, because we had the we had a wall. we have a wall, but now the wall is down. And actually, we have the first draw of names. We are preparing all the tools to start actual recruitment. People are contacted, inviting them formally. They give the consent to participate. And the people that don't want to participate after contact are cancelled from the list definitively. The second box is the moment of the calibration, because to arrive at to the final sample, we check by way the balancing of the characteristic of the people included in the panel. We need to be representative of 5 macro areas, territorial macro areas, 4 municipal typologies, sex and age groups, all are to be balanced. And so for this reason, we check and recalibrated the panel over time to the final sample. At the end, having the final sample, we will have 3 types of sorts of data. Panelist profiling, that is the list of information about participants, a core questionnaire, that is the longitudinal core dataset, and the waves. The waves will be up to 5 per year, and at least 2 are available for external market or scholars by open calls. And open calls involve an investigation aimed to selecting requests, but also ensuring technical and methodological support to applicants. But, as already indicated in the title of my presentation, IOPP is part of a broader framework enriched by other surveys that concern different areas of life, thus completing the entire human life cycle. So FOSSR connect data from other international surveys and infrastructures, all included in ESFRI, Roadmap 2021. And we have the logo of all the infrastructure participating to this life cycle observatory guide, Growing Up Digital in Europe, share, survey on health, aging, retirement in Europe, generation and gender program, in which is gender and gender surveys, and IOPP at the end. So today, we will have several opportunities to explore this aspect in depth, because here are present the responsible for these lines of production of data, and also someone is by remote linkage. Also, in the multimedia corridor over there are some posters for someone that is interested in. We can show you characteristics in depth, but now I want just to show you an overview of characteristics of this data surveys. They are a bit more similar, but not completely, because they cover different target of population, for example, and some little characteristics are different, but altogether contributed to the information about the life cycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Loredana. Was very clear, and I think everyone has caught really what you have, what is the value added of this panel. Now we're going to speak about the second panel that we're going to produce using FOSS, the ORP. So I leave the floor to Zinilli, is our researcher, the young researcher at the CNR.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you all for attending this conference. I'm a researcher at CNR, National Research Council, the Institute of Sustainable Economic Growth. I'm a leader of VP3, Work Package 3, on innovation in data collection. I'm going to talk about two significant parts of the FOSS project, namely the online research panel and the knowledge and innovation data we are collecting within the FOSS project. Let me start with the online research panel. That is one of the few research panels in Europe accessible to both researchers and public organizations under the principle of open science. The panel aims to provide an accurate representation of Italian population age 18 and above, supporting a wide range of application from a research and governmental point of view. This makes the online research panel an important data sources to extract important information on specific topics such as environment, job market. So we want to investigate the differences between public and private sectors. Then we want to it's possible to investigate through several surveys that we want to implement by here. More aspect in collaboration with some universities. So the online research panel is composed of 10,000 people, Italian citizens. Now we should have the panel available at the end of January. We have in the recruitment phase. And we are addressing specific issue biases that we have in online research, such as self-selection bias. This is important to have within the panel specific underrepresented groups, such as low skills or PhD holders. So the online research panel with the IOPP that Loredana mentioned before is a great opportunity for the scientific community, but also for policymakers, because we are able to go in depth on some specific topics, and we are able, with the online research panel, to investigate in a longitudinal, with a longitudinal perspective, some trends and patterns that we consider important for the future of the society. Within the FOSS project, we are implementing some tools that allows to manage the panels, the IOPP, through the platform and Lime surveys, for instance. There will be the tool that we will use to investigate and to survey the panelists. We want to the idea to maintain and for the sustainability of the online research panel, we will do refresh panelist profiling in this phase, and we are addressing important issues such as privacy, ethical clearance that are important for us and for the panelists to maintain an informed consent for all participants. Now I want to now I speak about a part of data we are gathering within the FOSS project on knowledge and innovation in Italy. This is the research team are working on the data on these two important fields, knowledge and innovation. In this picture, it's possible to observe the data sources that we have within the FOSS project. The different data sets. So with, you know that CNR with ISTAT and other organizations are part of the National Statistical System. So we are able to exploit some data that ISTAT collects each year. So we have the information about the PhD holders from, in this case, we have the information from 2004 and 2022, where it's possible with this data to explore the career and the mobility of PhD holders in public and private sector. Another important source data that we have is the PhD dissertation. We have the list of, I think, 85% of all theses in Italy from 1985 to 2024. So in this data set, we have the information about the title, abstract, the names of PhD holders, the names of supervisors, and a set of other information, scientific, the scientific sector, the university, and other variables that will be matched with the other important data set that we have with publications, patents, and projects at national and European level. So in this way, we will have in one single data set more information, and we are able to respond to specific scientific questions on the knowledge and innovation in Italy. So we are able to explore in depth some aspect that that allows to understand the dynamics of innovation and knowledge in Italy. Then there will be a focus within the online research panel that I mentioned before about the PhD holder. That is a group that we want to investigate in depth in the next year in the public and private sector to understand if there are differences in terms of career mobility and so on. So let me highlight the uniqueness and innovation in FOSS, because in this case, what we are doing, we are merging and we are combining multiple data sets in one single data set that I said you in the previous slide. So we will have an overview, an holistic view on the knowledge and innovation in Italy. We are in this phase, we are solving some issues such as the disambiguation, because we have the information at individual level. We will, so the aim is to match all this data, and we are working on this with the disambiguation of the names. We are using specific techniques, you know, that machine learning natural language processes to resolve part of these issues. This is only a list of models that we are applying to explore in depth some aspect on this field of study. Because in this case, we have a set of information that allow to explore, for instance, through network side, the multi-level information that we have. We have text mining tools that allows to investigate textual data, because we have a lot of textual data in terms of PhD dissertation, publication, patents, and so on. Machine learning for the prediction and to classify specific textual data, for instance. We have skills and expertise on spatial models to explore the geographical point of view, spillover effects on specific variables. Then it's possible to, with this data, it's possible to investigate the policy effects on the performers using, for instance, program evaluation and causal inference. And then we have the research group that study this data with agent-based model. Let me conclude with this slide where I want to show the importance of this data for the scientific community and for policymakers. For all this data, the online research panel and the knowledge and innovation data, we have the information at longitudinal level. So it's possible to explore over the years some trends and patterns. This data is able to respond to specific societal needs and trends, and help and inform policymakers on specific and important challenges, for instance, social sustainable development goals, because this is an important information that is possible to have using this data. So let me say about and highlights the importance to merge this data set to merge this data and to have a general view of the system and the dynamics in knowledge and innovation in Italy. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio, for your presentation. I think it was very clear. So we can pick up just one question from the audience if you want. Do you have any question for Antonio, for Loredana? Okay, a question. Oh, you can come here. Okay. Can you present yourself? We know who you are, but anyway.
Ciao, thank you very much. I'm Giuliano Resce from University of Molise. Just a question about the data availability, whether you are planning to distribute this PhD thesis and also the data from individuals. Thanks.
Yes, about the PhD is focus. Yes, okay, we have this information because we have the national libraries. Florence National Libraries has this information, so we have the data, and more or less, I said, we have a set of information. We have almost a complete information of PhD holders, the thesis, abstracts, and so on in this sample. But this is the important part of this is that the data set on PhD holder will be combined with the other information that I showed you before with publication. So we have the name of supervisor that is possible to combine with the academic career. We know the publication about the PhD holders, the publication, for instance, of the supervisor of this PhD holder. So there will be, we are working on this, and let me say and highlight that part of this data will be available for the scientific community. So in the future, it's possible to collaborate with this.
We have time for another question if you want. So
just to add a
okay,
little bit.
sorry. Okay, good.
All the data will be available by an open cloud designed by FOSSR, by the community of FOSSR. So all the scientists at international level could request information, data sets, reports, and services also. This is for the question.
Just to add on your point, it is very important that these panels are really relevant for building also new surveys. So it means the user can also generate a new survey according to the scientific tasks that he has. So it means that there is a lot of potential of these data sets and panels for investigating many different topics in the social science and in economics. Okay, I think any question? Very short one. If you have one, we can. Okay. Okay, if you agree with me, we can go for the coffee break now. And we have the coffee break, which is at the end of the hallway on the right side here. And when you walk, you can see also the posters of the different FOSSR services. So what I suggest to do is to stop by and have a look and just have some time for if you want to discuss about them. And of course, there is also some coffee and some sweet stuff. Bye, see you later. Okay. Okay, I think it's time to start again. And unfortunately, we are really short on time and long on what we have to do. So it's a long road ahead. And I would like to introduce Andrea Giovanni Nuzzolese, who is responsible for the innovation in data analysis for FOSSR, that is going to speak about innovation in data analysis and knowledge extraction. So thank you very much, Andrea, and the floor is yours as well.
Thanks, Giovanni, for the introduction. After the coffee break, it's always complex to get the attention of the audience. I hope to do my job brilliantly. I will introduce you what's the activities that are going on in FOSS related to data analysis and knowledge extraction that are basically part of one of the work packages of of the project, which is the number 5. Infrastructures in the research context are typically referred to, technologies, data centers, but I mean, in the definition, there are also humans. So first of all, they are a way for connecting physically or virtually researchers. So my idea is first to start from people that are working more specifically in this project, in this work package. And this is the picture of our team at the beginning. So the way we were when the project started. So we have 5 task leaders. One is Giovanni, that is leading the task in causal modeling, counterfactual, and potential inference. Then we have Giovanni Zinilli that spoke a few minutes ago, that is leading the task 2 on advanced data models. Michel Monjovi, that is working on analysis of collected and acquired data, and Mario Paolucci, that is leading the task on complex modeling and artificial population for agent-based simulations, besides myself. So this picture provides the key points on our activities, who is responsible for taking care of the advancement, and most of the technologies and theories that we are relying on for building this. Most of them rely with network analysis, with policy learning, multi-agent systems, ontology modeling, large language models, AI in general. So I will try to introduce you what is the status. But fortunately, besides the way we were, now we are in this shape. So it means that the team has grown up in the last year. So we are much more people that are collaborating with us in carrying out all the activities of the work package. Most of them are junior researcher, but also brilliant. And I mean, this is a good, shape of our team for obtaining results that are qualitative and effective. So, the topic of the work package is on data analysis. So, first of all, what is data analysis? I am an ontologist as research activity, so I'd like to focus on the real meaning of words, terms, concepts. One of the definition that we have in literature focuses on the fact that data analysis is the process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, incoming conclusions, and supporting decision-making. So it is a central activity, at least in the global scope of FOSS, that enables policymakers, for instance, to take better decisions from available data, open data possibly, and having useful tools and instruments for doing their activities. Unfortunately, let's say data analysis, besides the definition that is beautiful, lovable, it is utmost important, of course, but equally complex. It means that in most cases we rely on an activity that is time-consuming and requires a lot of cognitive effort by scientists. I guess that most of you that do research, one of the key points is to analyze data or generate data from research activities, and producing qualitative data or reusing qualitative data is always a key issue of the whole research process. So in most of the cases so far in my career, I always struggle with complex data produced by someone else, or I try to make my data reusable in according to the fair notion of reusability and accessibility and fair and interoperability of data. Fortunately, with regards to data analysis, we have established methodologies and tools that we can rely on for fostering better solutions in data analysis. We have a number of examples in our work package. For instance, Giovanni has its own policy learning platform that relies on his theories that is going to develop in the project, or Antonio Zinilli has his method and algorithm for performing complex network analysis. Or similarly, Mario Paolucci is leading an activity that relies on the reuse of theories and methods and algorithms for agent-based modeling, so BDI for who knows the term, or large language models and deep learning for knowledge integration, which is one of the key points of reusing and enhancing data that we have. So we have practices. We are working in enhancing the best practice that we have at the state of the art. However, still, data analysis methods are mostly unknown to non-data scientists. So in most cases, you have to write your own code or your own procedure for analyzing data that in most of the cases is an ad hoc procedure that works only once or works only on that specific case, and it is hardly reusable. In most cases, more advanced approaches requires to tailor complex workflows to specific tasks. Examples are data cleansing, which is the preliminary task. Then we have data mining. We want to enrich our data. We want to generate a knowledge graph from what we are mining or symbolic knowledge and so on. So we have complex activities that we want to combine in complex workflow. And this is quite complex. Our data are always heterogeneous in the formats. There are different kind of formats for generating data, different kind of languages for elaborating and processing data. The aim is to have something that is able to harmonize either data or procedures that are able to deal with data. At the same time, we have in some cases we have to have programming skills if we want to write our procedure in R, in Python, in Stata. So all these are only some of the issues that are typically associated with data analysis. But still, they show the complexity of the whole process. So what's the idea? Well, let's use AI. We are in the hype in our history in which AI is referred as the key solution for everything. So why we cannot use that for this in FOSSR? And I am in favor of that. So let's rely on AI for everything, for data analysis, for supporting humans, for supporting data scientists, for supporting the whole process of data science and data analysis. And yeah, I mean, this kind of picture somehow also captures what Salvatore said this morning, having a sort of AI that combines humans and artificial agents, which is one of the goal of an infrastructure like FOSSR that wants to connect people and researchers and providing them with capabilities for accessing the technical infrastructure and the virtual networks and so on. So, but yeah, I mean, we are somehow cheating. I mean, AI is there since a long time. So we are speaking about AI for a long time. We started officially around 50s with Alan Turing and McCarthy. So McCarthy was the one that that founded the discipline and invented the term artificial intelligence. But I mean, since then, a lot of things changed. We have the history since the 50s is full of hypes in which the AI was coming back as a new technology that could solve all the problem of humankind. So now we have large language models. A few years ago, we had, for instance, IBM with Watson that was claiming to have the killer app for performing question answering. That was not true, but it was effective at least in one of the tasks. That was Jeopardy, a popular game in the US based on question answering. But if I have to be fair, well, we can go back in the history since the very beginning with Leibniz, the Characteristica Universalis, with this formal theory that allows to combine symbols to produce meaning or metaphysical facts or other kind of entities that exist in the world. So we had a lot of hypes in the history in which AI was pointed out as the solution. Why we think that now is effective as well for our purposes in data analysis? Well, it's true that for the first time in history, we have AI systems that interact with human with the best interface that the human beings have never conceived, which is the natural language. Natural language is the key point now. So we can interact with AI systems by speaking our natural language. No other interface in between us and AI systems. So now we can really try to go in the direction of applying AI with a focus on humans in a sort of human-centered approach. And this is the kind of methodologies that we are designing for combining all the activities that we are carrying out in this work package. More specifically, we are focusing on a precise direction that in AI exists, appeared in the last few years, which is neurosymbolic AI, that in a nutshell combines symbolic AI, which is the traditional one. McCarthy referred to AI as symbolic AI, or Marvin Minsky, which is one of the founder and the father of AI, was always referring to AI as mainly symbolic, so in which we define rules for deriving facts. So if then else is the classical statement that is typically used by symbolic AI to summarize it at maximum level. On the other round, we have statistical AI, which is the machine learning approach. So deep learning is based on statistical AI. So if we want to combine both for having benefits and limiting, the drawbacks of both, we want to combine statistical AI or sub-symbolic AI with symbolic AI. This hybridization is called neurosymbolic AI. And the idea is also neurosymbolic because it also has a cognitive relevance in the sense that human beings, interact in a cognitive way. They have thought, but thought are produced by means of perceiving the environment. In the same way in which machine learning approaches learn behaviors or concepts by analyzing data sets. On the other way, humans can behave in their environment by means of their thought, and exactly as symbolic AI is able to produce behaviors by means of rules, the if-then-else statement. So this is the general assumption that we are following for building what? For building a general framework that provides the interaction between humans, scientists, and all the data analysis methodologies and frameworks that we are developing inside the project. Ontogenia is this framework. It allows a researcher to interact by means of prompting with a large language model that is tailored in order to deal with data analysis and to support the data analysis process. In the background, so under the hood, we are applying a specific theory for what is called prompting, which is called metacognitive prompting. I'm not going to spend other words on this, besides the fact that it adds self-regulation inside the large language model in the same way in which metacognition is applied by humans. So when we do actions, we typically have self-regulation about our actions and our thoughts. In this sense, we want to extend state-of-the-art or off-the-shelf large language model in order to support the process of data analysis. That means I would like to have a system that provides me easy access and easy tools for processing specific tasks that are associated with data analysis. And the final result is that I want to have a system which is human-centered. Again, the human is in the center, the AI supports the human. That allows us to have better knowledge reuse and sharing. So once we produce data or once we reuse data sets, we want to boost this reuse in both senses, both in the sense of production and reuse of data, which is fully compliant with what is claimed by the FAIR principles. just to have, an idea of the architecture of what is going on. So everything is already available on GitHub. We have a GitHub repo for the project. Everything we are doing is published as open source. Somewhere either here or in the poster session, there is a QR code that if you follow, you are redirect on the repository. So everything is open source. But the idea is that, okay, we have large language model on one hand. On the other hand, we have agents, and the agent want to interact with large language model for carrying out her process or data analysis. And the idea is that on top of ontogenia, you can plug additional services that are tailored and focused on a specific activity. Like, for instance, one of the typical process is data cleansing. So once you want to reuse data done by someone else, I'm quite sure that the first activity you do is to clean the data, because the data may contain a lot of errors, a lot of issues, especially in the case in which data are done in a sort of crowdsourced way. One example that we are facing with is the data set about the PhD student that Antonio was mentioning before. It was full of errors at the beginning. It was full of missing facts, missing data. Reusing that data sets was really a challenge, because data was put there since the 1985, and a lot of people worked on the data set. So after many years, the quality of the data set is for sure low. Or you can couple cleansing and enrichment. So once you have your data cleansed, you want to enrich data with additional data coming from external services. And also in the example of the PhD student, what we are doing is to enrich the data set with data coming from Web of Science. So many of the PhD students, after their PhD defense, became researchers or professors. So they are in the records managed by Web of Science and Scopus. Or we want to, tailor specific activities like policy learning on top of the data that we cleansed, the data that we linked and enriched. So this is one configuration, but this is the idea, the general idea. So having a system that is customizable and allows you to plug all together in a plug-in way all the possible instruments and tools that FOSSR is providing to the infrastructure. We have also a test case now that is focused on one of the activities of data analysis, that is ontology modeling. So we want to get the conceptual schema on top of the data set that we are analyzing. What is the ontology of the data? What is the formal schema that I can use for understanding, interacting, and querying the data? And we want to generate an ontology from a data set automatically or in a semi-automatic way. That means that I want to interact with a large language model that drives me towards the creation of an ontology. So here we have all the steps that are basically the adaptation of the metacognitive prompting. You have the QR code here. If you follow the QR code, you go straight to all the details. We tested our approach, and we have preliminary results that are encouraging us, because here all the green bars are AI systems if compared with humans, with the experts. So what is our system comparable to what humans do without the support of AI for generating, in this case, ontologies from data sets? And the answer is, well, it is somehow comparable. So if we compare our system to other AI systems, maybe we can improve. We have still a lot of things to do, but still we have a preliminary prototypes that we are going to extend. Yeah, just a bit of advertisement for the afternoon session. I'm going to provide you a demonstration of what ontogenia is and how to link and combine different kind of data analysis tasks for the purpose of data analysis. So if you are here after the lunch break, I will show you my demonstration, which is live. So I will use the system and I will try to provide you additional hints on what we are doing in the specific task and work package. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrea, for this thorough presentation, very complete, very deep. And I would like the floor to have some question for him. I don't know whether someone wants to ask something. No questions at all. I suggest really to remain in the afternoon for the presentation of Andrea, which is very interesting. Is a demonstrator of what he has presented in a more theoretical way before. Okay, no question at all. So we can go ahead now. I leave the floor to Andrea Spinello and Alessandra Maria Stilo for the FOSSR training and communication for community building. Just a very short word about that. This presentation of today follows a specific pattern. We started with the infrastructure, which is the hardware and software infrastructure. We went on by discussing about data production with the panels, then the methods that with the innovation analysis that we can use over the data. And then we are in the very last step, which is essential as well, which is training and communication of results. So it's very essential for us because the really impact of an infrastructure like FOSSR is the success it has on the part of the users in terms of how many people are able to exploit the FOSSR for supporting policy, for doing good, high quality research. So communication, dissemination, and training are really essential for this. It's the last step, but it's very important for us. So I leave the floor to Andrea and then to Alessandra.
Thank you, Giovanni. My name is Andrea Orazio Spinello, and I am the work package leader for capacity building and training. I want to start from the title of my presentation. I decided to title it Empowering the FOSSR Community Through Training Initiatives, Nurturing Competencies to Engage with the FOSSR Ecosystem. Because this is basically what we want to do with the Work Package 8. We are strongly committed to offer training opportunities, training activities to academics, early career researchers, students, policymakers, all the relevant stakeholders interested into data, services, tools, methods, techniques, which are developed in the FOSSR project. It's very important for us offering a diversified portfolio of training activities for advancing with our project, for promoting data, tools, and services to strengthen the ability of the community to engage with the data, with the resources we are offering. In so doing, we want to build the necessary capacities for potential users to effectively utilize and derive benefits from FOSSR data, tools, and services. So we provide an extensive suite, an extensive set of courses, sessions, and programs to enhance the skill of the current and the next generation of researchers. And besides traditional courses, we offer also experimental courses, experimental sessions based on reflective learning to foster productive interaction between academics, researchers, and the societal stakeholders. So our portfolio is composed of mainly 3 types of course sessions and programs. Throughout the entire project, we will offer 6 online training courses, 4 participatory sessions, and 2 kinds of higher education programs at universities in collaboration with Italian universities. What are online training courses? They are intensive 2-day online courses which aim to develop knowledge in advanced data analysis methods and techniques, as well as improve research data management skills in accordance to FAIR principles. Participatory sessions are experimental type of courses, 2 days in an hybrid format, so in presence and online, that aims to facilitate the sharing of experiences and perspectives between researchers and social actors. This kind of session also aims to stimulate, to trigger pathways for change in their research work and reflect on the social impact of the data-driven knowledge. Also, we have funded 2 kinds of education courses. 1 second-level master program at University of Milan Bicocca, a 2-year master program, and we funded also 10 PhD positions at 7 Italian universities. So, online training courses are the object of the task 8.1 of the project. They are coordinated by CNR IRPS, by my colleague Valentina Tudisca, and these kind of courses are targeted to academics, researchers, practitioners, policymakers who wants to go in depth with the methodology and techniques for social sciences and data management in social science. So we offer 2 kinds of courses: methodological courses aimed at improving knowledge related to advanced application with method and techniques used in social science research and developed also in the work package 3 and 4 and 5 of the project. And also we offer research data management courses addressed to social science researchers who want to acquire skills to manage and share data in compliance in line with FAIR principles. These courses are proposed and organized and evaluated by the training committee by representatives of FOSSR operating units. They are free of charge for the participant. To date, we organized 4 online courses with a total of 197 participants. Here you can see some posters of these 4 courses. One was organized in October 2023 by Loredana, who talked before, and Niccolo Marchesini. Another course organized by Fabrizio Pecoraro and Daniela Luzzi. Another one organized by ontologies, organized by Andrea Nuzzolese. And the last one organized by myself and my colleagues at the CNR IRCRES on the exploration and research infrastructure data through advanced statistical application. Task 8.2 is dedicated to these experimental courses based on a constructivist and participated approach. We created this new format, learning session and action research sessions. These type of courses are managed by CNR IRCRES, and my colleague Serena Fabrizio is in charge of this task. What are these 2 experimental courses based on? Learning session are 2 days session in an hybrid format to share perspectives on how to use effectively FOSSR data, tools, and services in research practice, and how data-driven knowledge can be translated to produce social impact. So they are reflexive sessions. we can say. Action research session, in a few words, are sessions that have the aim to trigger individual mechanism of reflexivity between researchers and social actors to produce ideas for the future of FOSSR, leading to process of self-transformation of researchers by debate and interaction. So we want to stimulate those reflective interaction between researchers and societal actors to produce a better social impact with research. Also, these participatory sessions are free of charge for participants. We organized one learning session. The expert, the moderator of the learning session was our coordinator, Giovanni Cerulli. And the session was curated by Serena Fabrizio with 23 participants last December. And we organized also the first action research session of the project on March, curated by Erika Rizziato and Serena Fabrizio on transformative paths in research practices. Also, we have organized, I don't know why it's not aligned, maybe, okay, but it's readable, a master program in social data science funded at University of Milano Bicocca. It's a very important program. This master is directed by Professor Sonia Stefanizzi from University of Milano Bicocca, and it's a 2-year program that integrates social sciences and computer science, focusing on the analysis of big data and the utilization of artificial intelligence. So the main topics treated in this master are digital sociology, machine learning, artificial intelligence. We completed the first year of the Plenum study, which was composed of 12 modules and 5 seminars. And now the candidates, the students of the master are going to start with the second year and the second, the other modules and the other seminars for the second year of study. Also, sorry for the graphics, we funded the PhD position, 10 PhD position at 7 Italian universities. As you can see, we founded this PhD position in PhD courses on social sciences or related to the economic field or the statistic field, in Trento, in Rome at Sapienza, in Catania, at the Bocconi University, at the Federico II in Naples, at the University Statale in Milan. These PhD positions were activated by the CNR IRCRES, the CNR IPS, and the CNR ESTC. And the positions were assigned in response to research proposal, to project proposal coherent with the topics of the FOSSR project. And the goal, again, is to train the next generation of researchers. So it's another way to connect with university and to train potential new researchers. I want just to underscore with this slide and say thanks to our communication team, because without an effective communication activity, it's impossible to promote what we are doing. So it's very important in the case of the training opportunities, make aware people of these opportunities, these initiatives. And this is worth for the courses, for the sessions, for the higher education program at the university, but for all the projects. So in this respect, the effort of the WP9, the WP9, or the FOSSR project was very strong. And I want to underscore that they had a fundamental role in accompanying, in our case, each training opportunity. They created awareness and engagement. So thank you for all the team of the work package 9. Now I want to just share with you these new initiative promoted by our infrastructure manager Marcos Procati and our project manager Daniela De Gregorio, a training addressed to the FOSSR personnel only to enhance the sense of belonging and commitment of the FOSSR team, identifying role, personal paths for the future of the project, and design shared sustainable strategies for the future of this project. So we want to organize a spring school, and a winter school in the next month with the savings achieved from the reduced number of the PhD position originally foreseen in the project. And they will be in-house training activities. And in the next month, we plan to organize these activities. Last but not least, task 8.5 from the CNR STC, managed by Alessandro Russo and Andrea Nuzzolese, is based on the creation of a service, an online software for training. This platform, this software, is aimed at facilitating introductory data analysis training modules for early career researcher, which does not require expensive licenses and difficult configuration. So an easy-to-use training software to provide the data analysis services, an easy-to-use web-based graphical user interface, which provides data compilation between Stata commands and Python. So Andrea and Alessandro outlined the functional and non-functional requirements of this platform. They defined the unit and integration test, and now the service is outsourced to Lewis University, which is working on the development of this software. And the first beta version of this software, this service, will be completed, is foreseen to be completed by December 2024. So I want to thank you for the attention. Here you can see listed the team of the WP8 of the project. And I leave the floor to the responsible for the work package 9 on communication, Alessandra Maria Stilo.
So, yes, I'm the leader of the work package 9, which is about dissemination, communication, and outreach. That's the title. What goal do we have? Communication and dissemination is not just social media posts or building up a website. It's more building a community. So what we are trying to do in general, and for this project in particular, is to promote engagement and developing a strong research community. We share insight with a various range of stakeholders in order to collect results and suggestions. And we ensure that the community members have access to the knowledge that they have helped to create. This process, of course, is very, very important to bridge the gap between the research and its impact. In order to do so, last year, we drafted a communication plan. And here you can find a little bit of insight about it. Who does that? Not just me, of course. The communication team is very important. And I would like to introduce them to you because any of them has a specific qualification which help us to achieve the goals that we have ideated. I would like to present you Elisa Storace, which is a professional journalist and a TV reporter. Alessia Fava, which is a media relations specialist and a professional journalist also. Rita Giuffredi, who is a researcher
and a science communication specialist. And in the end, also Serena Fabrizio, who actually he's a part of the team of the Work Package 8, but normally help us as well. She's a researcher in sociology of communication. So them, besides me, are those who provides all the information and all the activities that we are promoting. What have we done this year? In respect of last year, we redefined our communication channels, and we started an analysis about the internal and the external communication, because some issues arise. In order to strengthen the internal community, we started to meet twice a month, if I recall correctly, very early in the morning, just for our community. We call this gathering FOSS Café, and the objective was to increase the mutual knowledge. FOSS is a very complex project, and the researchers involved and the also the technologies involved are spread all over the Italian country. So it was important for us starting to understand who were we and what were we doing. Moreover, as Andrea already extensively mentioned, we supported all the activities of the training, so training events, and we can communicate that overall the participants this year were 252, and the material downloaded is more than 1,000. At the same time, we supported the organization of the online seminars and webinars, which are organized by the IRPPS Institute. And in that case, the overall participants are 410, and the material downloaded is 424. On social media, so our 3 channels, X, LinkedIn, and Facebook, we saw a growing in our community. And so you can gather it here. Overall, it's more than 400 people. We also produced the second policy brief this year, and you have an idea of it because we distribute it at the entrance. So, and of course, we organized this event, the FOSSR Days, and we disseminated. So for those of you who are already inscribed to our mailing list, you know that we are sending emails, maybe too much, but they were very useful because we are almost 100 here, 100 people here, and around 80 online. So thank you. Right after last year, FOSSR Days, we launched our new website, which of course you can navigate and you can find at www.fossr.eu. And today we have the English version. So if any of you would like to disseminate outside the national territory, can do it. We also, as I mentioned before, we have a TV reporter between us. So we also produced 21 videos and uploaded to our YouTube channel, and the visualization overall are more than 800. On the website, you could find, of course, our news, and so far we published 68. To summarize, this is how we perceive our community. There are blurred lines between internal and external communication. We have a rich and diverse community, and there are lots of aspects that engage us every day. And Okay, I'm a person of not so many words. I like actions more. And in order to show you our community, we have prepared a video.
Qual è il tuo background?
Ho un background in economia.
Faccio il primo anno di dottorato alla Federico II, Scienze Sociali ed Economiche.
Psicologia. Ho una formazione statistica ed economica.
Sono una dottoranda in informatica dell'Università di Catania.
Ho fatto una tesi in ambito biomedico, dopo sono passato alla sicurezza informatica.
Ho scelto di iscrivermi in ingegneria informatica. Non potevo scegliere la scuola di Harry Potter.
Io sono un'antropologa socioculturale.
Mi sono occupata di sociologia dei processi culturali e comunicativi.
Energie rinnovabili.
Potrei definirmi un metodologo della ricerca sociale.
Facevo i webinar manageriali quando ancora nessuno sapeva cosa fossero.
Mi occupo di ontologie computazionali.
Da sempre mi sono occupato di applicazione dell'informatica nel settore della salute per lo sviluppo di questo fascicolo sanitario elettronico.
Quale oggetto ti rappresenta di più?
E io ho portato questa
sfilda di SOS Mediterranee. Ho sempre fatto parte di diverse associazioni umanitarie.
Sono appassionata di origami, incarna un po' quello che è la ricerca, ovvero unire disciplina alla creatività.
Questi sono le chiavi della macchina, che non è la prima cosa che ho tirato fuori dalla tasca a casa. Rappresenta un ponte, diciamo, con la ricerca e con il tema della sostenibilità.
Il mio strumento, il mio basso.
È una paletta da giardino piuttosto incrostata. Negli ultimi anni una delle mie passioni è far crescere cose. La metafora della paletta, la metafora dello scavo è molto, come dire, vicina alla caratteristica forse principale del lavoro di ricerca.
Ho portato questo, uno dei milioni di libri di poesia che ho.
Questo banalissimo oggetto già c'è risolto nella mia camera da 15 anni.
È un dizionario di cinese.
Delle fragole che ho cresciuto sul terrazzo, un po' come i frutti che si spera avere con FOSSR.
È un joypad. La mia carriera è iniziata proprio con i videogame da piccolissimo.
Una scarpetta di arrampicata molto scomoda. Arrampicata ha una componente di sfida, un po' con se stessi, di superare gli ostacoli, superare le difficoltà.
Un mattoncino di Lego.
È uno scatto della Lego.
Un taccuino. Mi piace prendere nota di quello che mi incuriosisce.
La clessidra rappresenta una cosa che per me è molto molto preziosa, il tempo.
Un pezzo della mia attrezzatura da scherma. È una partita a scacchi a 200 all'ora. Cerco di anticipare quello che mi aspetto fra 2, 3, 4 mesi, eccetera.
Uno zaino da trekking è fatto per affrontare un percorso bello lungo e anche un po' accidentato, come potrebbe essere quello di un progetto di ricerca.
Non c'è un solo oggetto che mi definisce, detta così sembra un po' una persona instabile comunque.
Un logo dei Pink Floyd perché mi ha accompagnato nella crescita.
Mi piacerebbe essere un bastone su cui si appoggiano le persone che non riescono a camminare bene.
L'oggetto che mi rappresenta è la musica. La musica è fatta di note che in tutto il mondo capiscono.
È una rondella per tagliare la pizza. Sono un appassionato di impasti.
Il casco. Utilizzare la bici col contropedale vuol dire anche cambiare approccio.
È un track che viene dal carnevale argentino.
Come sei arrivato dall'Argentina all'Italia?
In aereo.
Sì.
Quale pensi possa essere il tuo contributo a FOSSR?
Spero proprio di poter essere un agente attivo.
Interagire con tutti i miei colleghi.
Poter essere una risorsa utile.
L'esperienza rispetto alle attività di training.
Le cose si fanno bene quando c'è passione.
Io sono la project manager, quindi veramente porto l'anima.
Pizzico di saggezza di 25 anni di CNR.
La voglia quindi di vedere fisicamente le cose realizzarsi.
Cosa ti aspetti da FOSSR?
Dal progetto mi aspetto che non finisca.
Di poter apprendere quante più cose possibili da persone che hanno molta più esperienza di me.
Condividere, di knowledge sharing.
Crescita.
Di avere un confronto con gli altri.
Collaborazioni
tra i componenti interni, i componenti esterni.
Continuare a imparare.
I contatti.
Qualcosa di molto importante per le ricerche nel campo sociale.
Che sia all'altezza delle sue aspettative.
Di poter finalmente capire qualcosa del codice degli appalti, che per me è come un grimorio, oppure il manoscritto di Voynich, anche se quello l'hanno decifrato.
Non c'è qualcosa che mi aspetto perché FOSSR mi sta già dando tutto quello che mi aspettavo.
Lunga vita a FOSSR e che il progetto abbia un grande impatto.
Per me lavorare in FOSSR è tipo stare in un Luna Park bellissimo.
So, this is us, all of us, of course. And before leaving the floor to the open discussion, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank everybody because our success comes from your connections and your commitment. Thank you very much.